And I also think Xin Zhao has been woefully underrated in Korea thus far. I haven't really seen...
Yeah, not enough.
No, and as was already mentioned by Orcs, specifically nice here is that they also take away the Jax so that there is an opportunity to maybe do some weird flexing. Not going to be any of that.
But this time around, still very, very strong. It's gone to the rift for game number 2.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
Last time around, I play super aggressive. The one thing that is interesting to me here is that Calmy went for phase rush. We have seen a ton of the Taliyah with first strike. Phase rush, I do think gives you a really nice amount of added safety. Does come at the cost of a little bit of the burst damage, and obviously the gold generation, so snowballing might be somewhat reduced, but it's good to see some early pressure. You really want to keep this Akali down as much as possible, but ACEITAMOS is still doing a great job at continuously getting these creeps. Is getting low now. Not that easy for Silver to land a flash Q here.
Oh, just barely breaking away from that
Peter's
one.
there.
Yeah, he's making his way, and that's a flash over from Sylvie as ACEITAMOS desperately wanting to get that Shroud back. He does get it. 5-point strike as well as he makes his way out. Danger here for DRX, but they do come out relatively unscathed. I think ACEITAMOS' health bar didn't change. He's throwing his circle around, gets another one. Look at him go. Loving to see it. Rascal just trying his very best to deny a plate if he can. And this is kind of to be expected, I think, from DRX in this early stages. Okay, Sponge could be in trouble. Bubble going to come down, doesn't quite find Sylvia. Cease and desist comes in. Jiwoo going to be the first one to come up as Sponge does survive. Letter, of course, helping him out there as ACEITAMOS just going to 1 versus 3. Not sure about that one, as Teddy is going to turn up as well. The culling, fair bit of damage. Sylvie finds right the edge of the Vault Breaker, forcing the flash out from Teddy. DRX going to back away. Nongshim feeling real feisty at the moment.
And Nongshim definitely going to feel better about that exchange there, because they are the ones that only had to invest Peter's heal. As Dundun did not back, whereas Rascal did, but he doesn't seem to care whatsoever.
Not too worried about it. As, yeah, the Grandmasters might utilize, and Rascal just says, I don't have enough.
I'm sorry!
I can't counter this. Like, I mean...
Yeah, but, you know, the stats on Riftmaker are really good. I think the item is somewhat overtuned, and Udyr will stay in fights for the max amount of time. Maybe it's just the Haunting Guy's tech, and he just builds tank outside of that. Don't go in on Xin. We've learned this lesson.
Indeed. Well, Sponge is going to go in on Xin. And Rascal's going to join him there as well. Dundun in a little bit of trouble here as the Udyr is going down low. That is going to be the first kill, but it's traded immediately. Sylvie goes down as well. 2 for Rascal as Teddy turns up, but he's got a few extra enemies there than he would like. Seismic Shove doesn't find him. Teddy will be able to walk his way out. Grub's going to go over to DRX, and that is going to be 3 apiece. No one with an advantage on the Kevin side. More and more difficult. Dundun moving towards the top side of the map to stop this Jax split push. His Trinity Force is now done, and now we're ghosting. All right, Dundun, you've got a long way to run for Rascal to be able to get out of this one. See who's going to be able to win this. It's teleport to come in. That's one way of dealing with it. So I don't know whether he would have survived if he had to walk that entire distance. And he's still pretty happy to go aggressive 1 versus 2 as Nongshim, they're going to park the Rift Herald in the outer turret. Tidal Wave to fly forward. Only going to get knocked up once again as they're continuing the siege. Seismic Shove going wide.
Udyr, baseline tankiness is incredibly high, and he's just up in the enemy jungle. Should he be?
Look at Sylvie, biding his time, waiting for that opportune moment as he dives in. Sponge has to use the Crescent Guard. Keep himself safe. They even invest the Tidal Wave. Great bubble to mean that only Sylvie can follow up. Seismic Shove looked like it was the Seismic Shove that exploded everyone away from the area, but it was the Blast Cone that did so. And Jiwoo throwing out the Moonlight Vigil. There's another bubble as Sylvie has to flash. The culling now going to sort of not find too much, but that shove was beautiful. Call me. Finding some value there is now Dundun running forward menacingly. Gets backflipped on, but ACEITAMOS ain't going aggressive on that one. And Nongshim, they find the turret, and they find even more with the death of Sponge, and they might continue sieging.
I think you can see DRX suffering a little bit when it comes to the confidence. In the previous game, they were so happy, Sponge in particular, I think, having a standout performance, but right now, This composition is, I think, pretty rough to play as... Oh, Rascal.
Now the cease and desist, and that is going to guarantee the seismic shove. Sylvie will take a couple of turret shots as, all right. Platter and Teddy getting a little bit aggressive, but 2 versus 4.
I think you're still going to be feeling a lot better about it. And Nongshim right now already one up in the series, also sitting at a 3K gold lead.
Looking absolutely fantastic for the minute. Another rapid fire cannon completed here from Teddy, doing a fair bit of damage to Jiwoo, who's answering very nicely as well. Weaver's Wall to come forward, and Teddy's walking on rocks. Can't do that. Can't relentlessly pursue away as cease and desist is going to say no to the blast cone. Double kill for Jiwoo. He might be getting back-to-back POGs if this keeps going the way it is. And Nongshim, they think it's Baron time once again.
Health bars are somewhat low, but only on Call Me. I don't think that's enough.
Some serious heroism going to need to happen here, but you can see Rascal just getting thrown around like a ragdoll. Satab diving in.
Not enough damage.
Yeah, not going to be able to find too much here. Dundun just says, get out of here. And they are going to have to agree. The Baron goes down, and Dundun ain't done. He's just charging on top of Pleta. And he's going to say, my work here is done. Teleport to come in as Rascal makes his way back. And Colmey's clearing out vision. Let's see whether Rascal can get something done here as he dives on in. Decent counter-strike as Satab will turn up as well. It looks like Colmey might just be okay. And Dundun, he's a brick wall. You cannot get past him. And he's just doing, like, I feel like this Riftmaker tech working out real well. No.
The reality that we're looking at is Colmey takes a lot of damage there.
Yeah, we'll get culled a little bit. Doing too much as Dundun is in the enemy base. And the turret is just dead. Satab knows his target. He looks for Colmey, doesn't find the Shuriken though, as Rascal can't get into that backline, especially not with his Kali out of the fight. Cease and desist comes in. Tidal Wave trying to stop this battle as Sponge going to get thrown back and destroyed. Dundun just in that front line, making sure that no one can do anything, and the Moonlight Vigil goes wide. That will mean that DRX can make it out without losing too much more, but their inhibitor not going to be so lucky. They're going to continue pushing. Not sure about that, Nongshim. It's 26 minutes into this game. But it looks like they do want to grab themselves a Nexus turret. Seismic shove going to go wide. Jax looking for a little bit of a flank angle. Doesn't quite find it, though, and Rascal's going to be taken down. Dundun walking forward.
True, Dundun.
That's what he's doing. And yeah, 2 Nexus turrets to be tanked at the same time. Not really a thing that he's capable of doing.
And Teddy actually invested his flash there as, oh, Sponge.
Yeah, Sponge, I think, might be in a little bit of trouble here as he tries to go aggressive onto Colmey. He avoids a fair bit of damage there, but he gets the good old deft thumbs up as he goes down. Colmey not going to be thwarted on this one. Of course, both Sponge and Colmey together in Challenger last year, playing against one another.
Yeah.
So have a fair bit of experience with each other's playstyle.
And what we saw there as well from Colmey was the crit bloom, which if you are able to get a kill, or rather attribute to a kill, you're still alive, and someone dies within 3 seconds of you damaging them, you get a really big AoE heal. As game might be over, Atlas.
Yeah, that's a seismic shove. Teddy is just going to get punched, and that is going to be the end of the Lucian. Dundun is running, he's walking, he's sprinting, he's doing all of the movement things, and it is terrifying for DRX as they are losing Nexus turrets left and right. The right one going down just now. Sponge fresh out of the death chamber and straight back in, and the Nexus is exposed. Nongshim with a 2-0 start to 2024. It cannot get much better than that for this squad. Looking brilliant straight out of the gate. You have to bow to the crowd, by the way. Reminding everyone what they had to do. It has been a few months since they've been on the stage.
Look at that damage done.